Well, I got some new goodies at the house. VMP supercharger for a 5-liter engine. So obviously super excited about having all this stuff here at the house. Unfortunately it doesn't go to my truck. Unfortunately, it's going to go on my buddy's truck. Well, customer just dropped off his 2020 F150 full-wheel drive, lowered on 22s. So I did the alignment on it about 2 or 3 weeks ago. Alright, before we get started, we need to drain the coolant. So we'll just slide the drain bucket underneath it. Damn it. Well, it's 102 out in the garage, and I've gotten some pretty good progress, but I'm done. It's too hot to continue out here. So I've got my ignition coils, some of the accessory stuff pulled off, nothing major assemblies. I did get the intake manifold off the truck and started pulling the front accessories off. Once we get a little further into it, I'll pull the valve covers, I'll pull the timing cover, and put the oil pump gears in is the next major step we're after. So once I get a little further into that, we'll do some more videos. Was a little bit concerned about the direct injection mechanical pump over here. I'm going to look up the instructions on that. I don't really want to break something on this truck with 2,500 miles on it. So that's what's happening out here. I'm going to clean up the bed because the bed's a disaster right now, and we'll get to calling it a night because it's 3 o'clock and it's just, like I said, oppressive. It's so gross outside. So it's in the shade, 102, 103. The heat index today is supposed to be like 109. So anyways, here's all the other parts I took off. So we're gonna call it a day, and we'll get some more done later this week. So there's different lengths of pusher rods that came in this kit. So you can see there's different lengths here. There's the third one I ended up using, fit the best. This kit I ordered on Amazon. This particular one was on Prime, so I was able to get it in 2 days, which is nice. It's about 40 bucks. I'll put a link in the description below. But now that the crank is off, or Harmonic Balancer is off, then now the Harmonic Balancer is off, we can start getting the rest of the timing cover off, which is nice. So I've got my 2 front bolts of my compressor off already. There should be one on the back. I'm going to just loosen that up and see if I can't let that hang a little bit. I still got to do my oil pan because there's 4 bolts across the bottom that go up into the timing cover, and then obviously the remainder of the timing cover bolts. So my next focus is going to be getting the oil pan to drop down some. So that's what I'm after. It's probably not going to be a whole lot of great footage because I can't even really see all the bolts. So I'll pick up here in a little bit when I get done with that. Well, the good news is I've got the oil pump out. had to wrestle and fight to get it out. I'll show you kind of what I did to kind of cheat that system a little bit to get it out a little bit easier. I mean, it's still not easy by any means, but I'll show you what I got here. So with all the timing components removed, and I've got the timing instructions there, but I'll show you those whenever we go back together with it. But the pickup tube actually goes up into the bottom of the oil pan, or I'm sorry, the bottom of the oil pump. So you need to drop the oil pan down to be able to get the pump, get that out from under the bottom of the pump. So this truck being a four-wheel drive, there's really not any clearances to even get to all the oil pan bolts. So what I did is I took off 4 on the passenger side and then the first 2 on the driver's side. And then what I did from there, I took a pry bar and I went across like this. I went under the edge of the block on top of the oil pan, and I just gently leaned down on it. Gently lean down on the pry bar and gain enough space. You can see how much it's moving there. Obviously I didn't want to go crazy on it because it is a plastic oil pan, but it's out. You can also slightly rotate the pump up a little bit. It does run into the bottom of the block up here on where the water pump goes, but you can get a tiny bit of rotation up out of it, and then enough pressure down on it, it will come out, and then you can slide the oil pump off the front of the crankshaft. So that's so far my one big saving grace. By removing the oil cooler and oil filter assembly on this side, I was able to gain access to reaching up under here. I could reach to the second bolt hole on this side. Since it's sitting right on top of the diff, it's really hard to get to. So instead of pulling the diff and pulling all the suspension out, I decided to pull the cooler off. Since I got oil out of it anyways, it's not a big deal. Pull four bolts for the oil assembly out, and then I could reach my hand in here with a 10mm ratchet wrench, and I was able to get up underneath there and get that guy off. After I had that second one off, then I was able to get enough flex. I tried it basically every time I would pull a bolt or two, I would try another tension on it. I didn't feel comfortable pushing that hard on the oil pan, so I just kept removing bolts until it felt acceptable amount of pressure on the oil pan to get it loose. So I'm gonna get the oil pump apart. We're gonna stick some new billet oil pump gears in it, and then we'll build it back together. I forgot to bring home my torque wrench, so this is where we're gonna stop for the night. I'm gonna go ahead and put a fender cover back on it and tuck it in for bed. So stay tuned for the next time. So got the oil pump taken apart, and we're gonna get the oil pump gear swapped out with the new MMR ones. And this is the billet timing sprocket. So we're gonna get these pulled out, swap the new ones in it, put it back together, torque everything down, and we're ready to go back together with the truck. Well, after a little bit of delay, we're gonna give up on the F150 oil pump, and we got VMP sent us Mustang oil pump gears, which are about, from what I read online, is 5/100ths of an inch thicker. I'll put up a picture here so you can see the difference. So we can't use the Mustang gears in the F150 oil pump, so we're going to put a Mustang oil pump on the truck, which we've been told is just a direct swap. So we got a brand new Ford Mustang oil pump, and we're going to get it put on, get the new oil pump gears put in it, and then get it put in on a truck. So that's our little bit of a delay. Kind of ruined part of a weekend of install potential. I did end up getting the heat exchanger put in it, so that's nice that that's already done. Got the grill off of it, put the heat exchanger in with the fans, and I still need to wire up the intercooler, pump, and all that good stuff. But anyways, so I did at least get something done this weekend. Not nearly as far as I wanted to get done. So that's what we got going on. So I'm gonna get the oil pump knocked out real quick and get it back in the truck and start building this timing cover back on.